for today. Macaroni and cheese. I have a little macaronis, but I did not bring that packet of poison. I brought freshly grated sharp cheddar cheese. I have milk. I brought my salt and pepper. And I brought a little butter. And if I'm lucky, my stove is in the pot. I always keep it in the pot, so I'm pretty sure it's in there. We're gonna hope. I do have the stove. We're gonna get this put together. So we'll get this thing here put together. So how you do this is you put this little thing here into here, and then you clip it down with this so it will hold. And then pump this, which builds up your pressure. Open up the lever right here, and it will throw a little oil down into the pan, and then you spark the pan, and that fire will bring it up here, and it will light the actual stove. Stove is up and running. It's giving me some issues. This part here didn't want to screw on, so it kept leaking. And then somehow I lost both of my lighters and my matches. So these are the predicaments I get myself into. This little thing fell down, so my handle is underneath that, so I can't lift my handle up. This thing is too hot to lift up. I'm trying to lift it up with this, and my little pot holder thingy is in with my other stove. So I'm trying to lift it with my spoon, and now my spoon is caught in there. I have fixed my situation, all except for this thing here. And I think I can do it as long as I take this thing here off it and get a little more room. So here's our secret ingredient reveal. First we have oil, and let's pull out the rest of our stuff here. That goes in the secret food. And there is some, it's not all mixed up, it's flour, salt, a little bit of powdered milk, and we are going to make apple pie. A little bit of sugar for the top. Pie tin. We have apple pie filling. I made that this morning. A little bit of flat sugar for the top. I have extra flour because pie crust can be funny. Too much flour and then too much wet. And oil. And I have brought a rolling pin. This is not just a rolling pin. This is a replica of our family heirloom that has yet to come down to me. My hands are all dirty from the stove. This thing weighs, as you saw in the videos, a pound and a little bit. But I hiked that in to make the pie crust. I'm going to put it in here to keep it warm. And I haven't put my ski pants on yet. If this doesn't work, I'll have to edit it out. Let's see if I can get it in here. So I need a tablespoon of milk, and I need a tablespoon of oil. So we're gonna guess maybe about a tablespoon. I can put a little more in if I need it. I don't want to get it too wet. Macaronis are over here boiling over. And a tablespoon of oil. That's probably about right. That is cold. Check the temperature. It is currently, looks like 18 degrees there. Well, this is getting my hands warmed up anyway. See that? So there is the pie dough. It looks a little dry yet, but it's sticking together, so it should be good. The macaroni is done. We're going to drain the water, add our cheese, add our milk, add our butter, add our salt and pepper, and then while I'm eating that, we will bake the pie. I gotta roll it out first. First I thought I brought too much cheese, and then I realized there's no such thing as too much cheese. Go, homemade mac and cheese. When I'm hiking and I use the chemical packets, when I use the cheese packets that it comes with, this isn't a lot of protein. So when I'm actually hiking, what I'll do is I'll bring a pack of tuna and I'll throw the tuna in there. Make like a tuna noodle casserole. So I could have done that and brought some vegetables as well, but I just figured I'd do mac and cheese this time. I'm gonna cook it for a little bit longer. I'm gonna put it in my food bag, though not my red food bag, but the blue one there that I can put my food in. So I can clean this pot out and then start some pie. Mac and cheese is in there. It'll continue cooking in there. Now I've got to go wash this pot out. So the reason I usually just cook food, that I boil the water and put the water right into a bag, is because I hate cleaning these pots. And you can see it's not super good. But I boiled a little water, let it cool off a little bit, stuck my gloved hand inside of this little Ziploc bag, that one over there, and put a little snow in it and used the snow as friction to get all that mac and cheese out. So now I can start the pie. I do not know how this is going to work. So, got the pie crust bottom part rolled out. Actually wasn't that difficult. So now, we're gonna get it out of the bag, into the pan. Not going to be anything pretty, but as long as it tastes good, I guess that's okay. This was hot when I put it in the container, but I bet hopefully cooking it, it's not going to have to cook for as long as you would normally cook a pie for, because it's already cooked. I'm not sure how the actually it's still a little warm. Not sure how it's going to go cooking it in the pot. Should go okay. Alright. So there's that part. This one is rolling out much easier than the first one. Just pulling the plastic off on that side. And pulling off the plastic on this side. I can just flip it into my hand. Put it on the pie. Whoops. Oi, oi. Like I said, doesn't need to be pretty. Normally you would fold these in, but I'm just gonna kind of try to push, and my hands are all wet and gooey. I do not like wet and gooey hands. Okay. Now to do the top part. You put a tiny little bit of milk on it. just basically to hold the sugar. Put a design in. Our silicone thing in there, and we got our pie here, and we're gonna get it back on the stove. See all the snow melted off, made all this dirty water there. I'm gonna let the flame burn down and the pilot catch before I put the pot on so it doesn't keep getting so black. Okay, so update on the food. Mac and cheese, we're about to try that. The pie is in the oven, the pot. We're gonna try the mac and cheese. This meal has been a little more of a struggle than last one, and my guess is it is colder for one thing. And also, I'm not sitting in a nice shelter protected by the wind. I am sitting out here in a pavilion, not protected by the wind, and it is cold. And there's a lot of little mishaps, nothing huge, but enough mishaps to make things not go as smoothly as I had planned. But here's my mac and cheese. You can see that. Here we go. We're gonna try it. Sure, it's gonna be good. I tasted a little bit of it already. It's good, especially, and it's warm, and I'm cold. I can't wait for the pie to be done. This is really warming my hands up. So, I'm gonna eat this, drink my hot chocolate, wait for the pie. See, I wasn't kidding when I said it was about 18 or 20 degrees. So I mixed up the Rubik's Cube and then I solved it. And I put the camera, and then I switched the camera to fast speed because I'm not a fast cuber. And when I did that, it tilted the camera and all you could see is me and you couldn't see the cube. So I decided I'd start over again. So we're all mixed up, we're gonna start solving. And there we go. I was just drinking the last bit of water from here, and I noticed it was crackling. When I looked in it, there's ice in there. There was about 1 inch left of water, and it started to freeze over. I forgot how long it takes pie to bake. If you buy Smart Water for its water, you're probably posh. But if you buy Smart Water for its bottle, you're probably a hiker. The pie has now been baking for an hour, which is about how long you bake an actual real life-size pie in the oven. So this may not have been one of my more brilliant ideas to make a pie. As you can see, it looks a little rough. It doesn't look like the crust baked much, but it's kind of wet on the top. I think that might have just been from the moisture because underneath it seems to be dry. I already kind of dug into the top to see if the middle was warm, and it is. Trial by error, making a pie like this. I wouldn't do it for Thanksgiving dinner. Might disappoint everybody. But sometimes you just gotta do something just for the fun of it. So we're gonna see how it is. It looks like pie, right? Looks like apple pie. Tastes like apple pie. Pretty good. Would I do it again? In 18-degree weather, no. I probably wouldn't. But Who else can say they went out in 18, 20 degree weather and baked a pie for an hour in a little camp stove while hiking? Not a lot of people. So I would say definitely a success. Update on the pie. The bottom baked up really nice. The top is a little wet, but the water was dripping down off the top of the pan onto that, so I'm thinking that's probably why. I probably should have turned the stove and browned the top of it. Tastes like pie. Tastes good. I'm only missing some ice cream to go with it, but I didn't feel like stopping at the store. I would say if I did this again, I would put a piece of foil on the top so that the water wasn't hitting it, and I'll bet that with that you'll get the top as good as the bottom. Put a finger down if you got the day off and you decided to go hiking in 20 degree weather, cook macaroni and cheese, and try to make apple pie on a camp stove. I'm only doing the one finger version because if anyone else is crazy enough to try this, they might have lost their fingers to frostbite.